Well, happy Saturday all, and thank you so far to everybody that's liked and subscribed. And remember, if you haven't, to like, subscribe and comment to Daz TV. Well, today I'm just going to do a brief preview of the big game on Monday night. It's at Ellen Road. It's Leeds against Liverpool. I can't remember the last time in a league game that we went to play Leeds at Ellen Road. I remember years and years ago there was a Premier League classic of a game and it was 4-3 to Leeds. Unfortunately for us, we lost the game, but still a great game. Viduka has 4 shots on goal, he scores 4 goals and it's 4-3 to Leeds. But earlier on this season, it was the first game, Premier League game of the season, as we were newly champions and Leeds were newly promoted. And it was a Friday night game. It was at Anfield and we win 4-3, and what a game it was. I mean, Leeds surprised a lot of people that night because I think they had 3 or 4 shots on target in that game and they got three goals, and 3 deserved goals as well, by the way. I felt we were very fortunate to have came away from that game with the 3 points. I think a draw overall and the balance of play you probably would have said was fair, but it was an unbelievable game and it was a real champions, I suppose, result from Liverpool, because at one stage I think we were 3-2 down the game, and then at the end we equalised 3-3, and then Salah scores a penalty right at the end. He's not going to miss a penalty, is he, Salah? But we got away with it that day. But I mean, Leeds really set the tempo from that get-go, that game. And this season, they're lying 10th in the league now with 7 league games to go. You know, they're pretty comfortable there. They're going nowhere. You know, there was a couple of predictions at the start of the season that they'd go straight back down or that they'd just about stay up. But they've been unbelievable. I mean, they came to Anfield, they played with a high press, and they took risks. In a way, it suited us because I think we play better against teams that come out and attack us, and that's why we got a couple of goals. But I mean, that day no one would have predicted Leeds were going to go to Anfield and lose the game the way they did and score 3 goals. So it was a great Premier League advert, that game, and Leeds, as I said, set the tempo, and that was the way the season was going to go for them. Leeds either win or lose. I mean, they're 10th in the league, they've won 14 games and lost 14. I think they've only drawn, it might have been 3 games they've drawn. So, as I said, they either win or they lose games. But what a team they are, and what an exciting team as well, and the goals they get. And as I said, that high line they play, that heavy press football, and they do take risks, and that's why they've lost some of the games that they have, because they've taken too many risks and they've been caught in the counter-attack, and teams have exploited that. But I do, I just feel like, you know, they're coming from Man City last week, a game where they won 2-1. They were down to 10 men as well, but they waited for 45 minutes. Dallas scores right at the end. You could probably say, well, City were a bit fatigued and tired in the game, and we've seen a bit of that towards the end of last season with Liverpool. But what a result for Leeds. I mean, they went there, they're not only putting a good performance, but got 3 points with 10 men away at Man City. It's hard enough for teams to go to Man City and play well with 10 men, but to get 3 points, it's unbelievable. So they're going to be full of, obviously, confidence, belief and momentum now going into this game on Monday night, and they'll feel that, okay, let's have a right good go at Liverpool. You know, Liverpool are coming into a bit of form, but the fact they haven't played a game in a week, they'll be confident of getting something against us, no doubt about it, or all 3 points. But we're just going to have to go in, be very professional, roll the sleeves up again. We're going to have to dig deep for this one. I think this is going to be a tough game for us, and it's a game where you probably would want to see someone in midfield like James Milner again. I thought Milner set the tempo. His professionalism against Real Madrid was excellent, but you could see that experience as well he had, and how much better the rest of the team plays when Milner's bang on it. And I think this would be an ideal game again to play James Milner in midfield and let him lead the team again as captain, because he's fantastic, Milner, you know what I mean? Even at 35, how much we rely upon him, and the energy he has for 35 and that intensity, it's unbelievable. But Leeds, like, they've had, as I said, the season of their lives they're having, and they're going to be a threat, and I'm very apprehensive going into this game. It's away from home though, which is good, because we've had 2 great results away from home of recently. Away at Wolves, away at Arsenal. I felt one comfortably enough, particularly at Arsenal. And last week against Villa, although it was a home game, but it was great for us not just to score finally at Anfield in the Premier League, but to score 2 and get 3 points. That was a great result for us last week, because at half time we're 1-0 down. They're thinking, many times I've seen this game before, here we go again. It's just not going to be our day. And you know, when we were as good as we were in the first half and we had that goal again ridiculously ruled off by VAR, you just felt we weren't going to go anywhere. But it was great for us to turn it around, because at Anfield, since the return of the year, since January, we've had 139 shots on goal and we've only scored 3 goals. That is awful, and it just shows how bad we've been in front of goal. And one of those goals we scored was a penalty where Salah converts against Man City back in January or February, whenever we played them, but we were beaten as well in that game. So we gotta be more clinical, and with 7 games to go now, a huge 21 points to play for, we gotta be bang at it. And you know, sometimes you need luck in games, but you also need to take your chances when you're given them, and we've seen that against Madrid. We didn't do that. Against Villa, okay, we did do it. We got the 2 goals in the end. If Trent doesn't score that, though, you're probably cautious and thinking, you know, it's 2 drop points, and again a day where we just weren't clinical enough. But we gotta take our chances, and I think this is a game where Jota comes into it. I think you have to, you know, respect Jota, and I don't think it sends out the right signals to Jota if he's on the bench for this game and doesn't start that, and Mane does, because Mane, who's been below par since the return of the year, he hasn't been aggressive enough, hasn't had that intensity, he hasn't had that spark, creativity, hasn't even been getting the goals for us. So Jota, you know, I said here a while ago in one of the preview shows, he's come off the bench more times than he started for us this season. He's missed 3 months of football through injury, and he's got 13 goals and assists so far for us. So he's doing everything right for us, and this is a game where I want to see Jota come into. I want to see him being bang at it, and I want to see Liverpool being more clinical, and when we do get chances, converting them, because Leeds, as I said, play a high line. They're going to have a go, they'll take risks, and I think that will suit us, because when teams have a go at us, it will suit us more, because you see the best out of Liverpool. When teams sit back and we find it hard to break down, they frustrate us, and you see the players are frustrated, and you see we start coming for very pedestrianised, and we're going sideways and backwards, and you know, we're thinking too much and we're not giving that first time ball. I think against Leeds you will see Liverpool having a right good go. I'm going to go for 3-2 in this game. I think it's going to be another end-to-end game. I think Leeds will score, I think we'll score, but I just think we'll have enough in it to beat Leeds, and we could go 10 points ahead of them then. Obviously, look, they're in their rear view mirror as it is, because there's no way Leeds are going to come near us this season. They're 10th in the league, as I said. We're looking to challenge for top 4. You know, you look at today's result, Hammers hammered, you know, they go to St James's Park, Newcastle beat them. You look at some of Chelsea and Leicester's fixtures left, and that's all well and good, you know what I mean, in theory, and it looks well on paper, and they've hard fixtures remaining, but we just got to get our wins. If we get enough points between now and the end of the season, we've 21 points to play for, there's 7 huge cup finals to play for, it's do or die for Champions League football next season. If we just come out, do what we can do best, get as many points as we can, start turning, you know, games where we probably you'd expect us to draw or not get results in, start turning these into wins. We can go as far as we can, and you know, who knows, top 4 then can be realistic. As I said, I'm going to go for 3-2. Let me know in the comments below what user opinions and what user score prediction is going to be for this Monday night, and thank you to everybody that's watched here today. It's been a pleasure, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday here in Ireland. The sun's out, guns out, and hopefully it's going to be goals out at Ellen Road to the Red Men on Monday night. Big up to us all, and take care.